Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today again. Welcome to another day of the Grace Campaign. I've embarked on this campaign for 30 days where I'll be sharing from my new book, Mama Grace. You can see a copy of the book in my hand and you can see the book even in my background. Mama Grace is my latest book, it's my third book, and it's all about understanding and living out the grace of God. I know that many of us have very limited knowledge of grace. We know grace as unmerited favor. If you ask any average Christian what is grace, all they will tell you is that grace is unmerited favor. And it stops at that. But I've come to discover that grace, yes, is unmerited favor, but grace is much more than this. And for the last 2 days, I've been talking about grace being divine enablement. I talk about grace being divine enablement to accomplish a task that is beyond you. Grace being divine enablement to live a holy life. And today I'm going to be talking about grace being divine enablement to go through difficult times. Grace is divine enablement to go through difficult times. I believe this is one area that I have enjoyed tremendous grace of God upon my life. I've been through some challenges, but the grace of God has seen me through. And that is why I gladly welcome the name Mama Grace, because it is by grace that I am standing today. It is not by my power, it is just by the grace of God that I've been able to go through what I have been through, and it cannot even show on me. If I don't tell you my story, you won't know what I've been through. So the Bible talks in Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16, that let us approach God's grace with confidence so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in time of need. Are you going through a difficult time? That is not the time to run away from the presence of God, but rather that is the time to run into the presence of God. Because in the presence of God, you will find grace for that your need. You will find grace that you will receive mercy, and you will find grace that will help you in that area of your need. Many times when we're going through challenging times, one of the lies the enemy tells us is that if God cares about you, why will he allow you to go through this? Why will this happen? But I want to let you know that don't buy into the lie of the devil. Don't buy into the lie of the devil. Don't run away from the presence of God when you're going through a difficult time, because if you do that, you will be denying yourself of the opportunity to enjoy the grace to carry you through that difficult times. Remember that difficult times don't last. Like they say, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Difficult times don't last. But the way you can go through that difficult time and come out stronger and come out sane is by the grace of God. And this grace is obtained in his presence. I have a quote from the book here, which I love so much. I'm going to share with you. This is my own quote. The quote says, never avoid the presence of God in your difficult moments, even though that may be the last place you want to be. In your difficult moment, the devil will want to take you from the presence of God, but never avoid the presence of God in your difficult moment. No matter what it takes you to get into the presence of God, if it means crawling, if it means just dragging yourself there anyhow, drag yourself there and leave yourself there. And you'll find that by you making that effort to come into the presence of God, grace will be made available to you to go through your difficult time. I'm sure for these last few days, I will be talking about understanding grace. Your knowledge of grace has been enhanced. And like I said, I give different dimensions and understanding and explanations of grace in this book, Mama Grace. I can't share everything with you here. I have only just shared a few. For you to fully comprehend and understand more of the grace of God, you need to get this book. I don't claim to have all the answer to grace, but I'm only sharing with you from the little revelation that I have had of grace, from the little experience that I have had of grace. And like I said, I've been privileged to enjoy the grace of God. And that is why they call me Mama Grace. So make sure you get a copy of this book. The book is available on Amazon.com. amazon.co.uk or any Amazon website that's operational in your country. You can get it in both paperback and in Kindle version. And if you live in Africa, you can get the Kindle version of Amazon as well, or you can decide to get a digital copy of it from okadabooks.com. Make sure you get a copy of this book. And if you know anyone that this book will be a blessing to, make sure you also get it across to them, because I believe it will be an investment in that person's life that they will live to forever thank you. So once again, thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow again for another session of our Grace Campaign. Until then, just stay blessed and continue to enjoy the grace of God. God bless you.